Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you an NU Wi-Fi battle against my boy Philip. This is a super epic match, so I hope you guys enjoy. If you don't notice, we got the question of the day right down below. What is your favorite move to use in competitive Pokemon battling? Mine happens to be Sticky Web, and you'll actually see it in full effect in this match with this really fun team I'm rocking. And, you know, my boy Philly's bringing a really good team here. He's got really big offensive threats from both the physical and a special side of things. And it's going to be really tough for me to take him down. I'll bring in a Toxic Spiking, Sticky Webbing, Ariados. I got my Focus Sash, Luck, which is my Shiny Mothim, of course. And I got a couple physical hitters, but I'm hoping that Luke can do some work with, you know, with Hex and Toxic Spikes. Or I can do some work with a Choice Scarf from Malamar at the end. So let's get right into the battle, guys. Let's not waste any time. I'm expecting him to either lead with his Sand Slash or his Primeape, either to U-turn out or to just get up his rocks. I'm going to actually lead with Charlotte here, hoping to get up my Sticky Web or my Toxic Spikes. That was kind of my thought process. Looking at his team, though, I decided that obviously Sticky Web makes the most sense because he does have that Muck. And if I go for Toxic Spikes, there's a really high percentage chance that the Muck's going to come in, absorb those Toxic Spikes, and really not do anything at all. So I actually feel like they should change the mechanic to that, whereas if a Poison type comes in, it actually should gain some health for sucking up those Toxic Spikes. I don't know, just a random thought. Anyway, so like I said, I do go for the Sticky Web. He makes a very smart play here and actually goes into Sand Slash with the U-turn. So he's actually going to effectively break my Focus Sash on U-turning and bring in the Sand Slash. So I don't want him to Rapid Spin, so I'm going to go into my only Ghost type, which is, of course, my little homie Luke here, my Rotom. And unfortunately, it was not a really good play. I went into it basically hoping that he wouldn't be able to Rapid Spin, but I don't really have anything to hit him back. Without him being poisoned, my Hex isn't going to do too much. I was running Specs, so I'm going to actually switch with him, get his Rocky Helmet here, which I guess does a little bit because I end up getting a little bit of Rocky Helmet damage on his Sand Slash here, and I'm going to effectively lock him into Choice Specs. So now I know he can't Rapid Spin, which is good. I'm going to save Rotom for later just to make sure I can keep those Sticky Webs on the field. I'm going to go right back out into Charlotte here. I know my Focus Sash is essentially useless, so I'm curious to see whether I can take a knockoff here coming from this this Spec Sand Slash, and I do. So he's actually going to be able to knock off my Focus Sash. Not a huge deal. I actually outspeed because I am running max speed investment on this thing, and I'm also adamant max attack. So you see how much that does, guys. Let's evaluate the fact that that did like 50% almost to a Sand Slash, which is likely defensive. So really pumped about how much damage Charlotte did there, but Charlotte's going to go down, and that's going to put us in a 6-5, I believe. So I'm going to bring in my own Sand Slash, knowing he's stuck knocking off. And this is going to give me an opportunity to either, one, set up my Stealth Rocks, or two, get some momentum here and start hitting things with my own knockoff of my Earthquake. So I'm curious to see what he does. He actually switches out into 8 Dicks, which is his Cradilly, of course, Cradildo. I'm actually go for the knockoff here. I just want to keep some offensive momentum and maybe knock off the Toxic Orb on the Ursaring, or maybe catch that Mismagius trying to switch in, or whatever it might be. Either way, I hit the Cradilly. Not a big deal. I'm able to knock off its leftovers, get rid of its residual recovery. It's like constant recovery, and force it to use recover if it wants to heal back up. So this opens up the door for me to go into Luck. Now, I do take a huge amount of damage from these Stealth Rocks from that Sand Slash earlier, so that's effectively breaking my Sash again, but I'm able to take the Giga Drain, so that wasn't too big of a deal. Now, I know he probably can't do too much to me. He's going to get hit with a big Bug Buzz if he stays in, so it makes sense. He actually switches out into Muck, which is the good play. I tried not to over-predict here. I didn't want to, you know, go for a Quiver because the Muck could come in, take a hit, and then it could hit me with, like, a priority move or whatever. So I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz here. With Tinted Lens, it does absolutely nothing, so I'm thinking this thing might actually be Assault Vest, which is pretty normal in the NU tier. I figure the only thing I could really do is just go for some Air Slashes here, hope for a Flinch. I get the first one, which is nice, so 30% working in my favor. I'm going to hit him with another Flinch. Don't get the second one. He's going to come in with an Ice Punch, and that is effectively going to knock out Luck the Mothim here. And unfortunately, doesn't really get a chance to do too much, doesn't get a chance to shine in this match, but hopefully in the future we can make it work a little bit better. So here comes my Choice Scarf Malamar, my Malamari, which is actually carrying Switcheroo. It's got Psycho Cut. For some reason I have Night Slash instead of Knockoff. I don't know why. I gotta fix that. And Sewer Power. So I'm gonna go for a Psycho Cut, which actually knocks out his Muck. And looking at his team, I'm like, I'm definitely pinned against the wall here, but Malamar puts in a little bit of work. Psycho Cut handles a lot of his team, especially the Primeape, and if he's not Scarf Primeape, I should be able to outspeed. And let's not forget, I have the Sticky Web, so I'm going to outspeed either way. So I go into Rotom here just to try to stop him from going for Rapid Spin. He actually clicks Knockoff again, so smart play, trying to get rid of my Choice Scarf, which would help out his Primeape later, so you can get a U-turn off on my Malamari. But either way, I'm able to stop him from Rapid Spinning. I lose my Rotom in the process. Such is life. So now I go into Swagpole, and Swagpole's got all the swag in the world. It's going to fire off a big waterfall. Hopefully it's going to knock out the Sand Slash. It does. Not too shabby at all. So Swagpole comes in, takes out his biggest defensive threat. In comes 8Dix. Now 8Dix is a tank. It also is a water type Pokemon, so a little bit scary here. This thing could actually probably do some damage with Giga Drains. But I'm actually carrying Assault Vest Poliwrath, guys. Assault Vest Poliwrath, which is super awesome. I'm gonna get Power Up Punch up. That's gonna boost my attack to +1. Let's go for the Giga Drain. Look how little that does. That does about 20-30% because I'm Assault Vested max HP. So now I'm like one more Power Punch that might actually knock him out. I am going to get a big crit here, which is nice. Does it make a huge difference in the long run? I don't believe so. He would have went down the next turn to another Power Punch anyway. If anything, my attack would have been boosted even further. Regardless, doesn't make a huge difference. He's going to go down, and that's going to be that. Now he's going to bring in probably the biggest threat on his team. If you guys watch my NU matches, you know, I absolutely love Ursaring, guys. I love Ursaring. It's one of my favorite Pokemon to use in competitive, especially in the lower tiers. It hits like a freaking truck, dude. Hits like a freight train. So I'm going to go with the Power Punch again, trying to go +3. He's going to protect, and then he's going to click Facade. That is going to knock me out. So that's why I don't think that Credilli crit really makes a difference. I would have died here anyway. I would have knocked out the Credilli with, you know, another Power Punch. Really not a huge deal. But I am starting to rack up some Toxic Orb damage on this thing, a little bit, and I gotta go into the only thing on my team that could take a hit. Now, I could have went into Calamari here and clicked Superpower, but that just baits the Mismagius to come in. So I'm gonna go into Ellie here, see how much I take from a Facade. Looks like it's about a 2-hit KO. I'm gonna go for the Earthquake here, and it's gonna do a lot of damage because it's a crit. I kind of feel bad for my boy Philly because that crit mattered a little bit, I would say. Maybe, actually, you know what, maybe it didn't, because the next turn I could have brought in Calamari anyway. But either way, he gets crit, hits me with another Facade that actually is going to kill. So that just shows how strong Ursaring is. That's Impish, max defense, max HP, Sand Slash. He goes down to the poison. So Mrs. Green goes down, or Miss Green goes down, and that leaves us at the very, very end of the match here. This is a very quick battle. In comes Pacquiao, which of course lost the big fight, spoilers, to Floyd Mayweather. So you'll see Calamari is going to be Floyd Mayweather in this scenario right here. Takes some Stealth Rocks damage. It's going to fire off a big Psycho Cut. I do outspeed because of that beautiful Sticky Web, and that is going to knock out Pacquiao, which is probably Choice Scarfed as well, considering it was his lead Pokemon. And that leads us with just Mismagius. Now, does he have Dazzling Gleam? That is the key. I'm going to outspeed because of this Scarf. Psycho Cut's going to come in. No crit. I need it. He goes for the Shadow Ball. Not carrying the Dazzling Gleam. Can I live it? Yes, I can. Let's go, baby. Hanging in there. He takes Life Orb damage. I'm going to fire back a Psycho Cut, and we're going to call that the battle. That was such an excellent match, guys, and I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, leave it a thumbs up rating for it. It really helps on my channel. I think if we hit 300 likes on this, that would be absolutely phenomenal. Great match against Philip. I really do appreciate it. And this has been your boy aDrive. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.